Hey, Mike McGordy here from mikesbackyardnursery.com. Somebody asked me to to shoot a video, a tour of my nursery, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. So basically, this is the back section of our nursery. We actually made it smaller a couple of years ago. We called this section 5, so we're going to go from 5 and work our way up. So right here I've got some Green Mountain boxwood, ornamental onion. That ornamental onion, you talk about a pollinator. I've got a bunch of them at home. I got 3 of them at home. They are just covered with bees. Pallas purple, coral bells, cherry pie dianthus, and right along the fence there's a whole row of dark green arborvitae. This is Lucy, Rose of Sharon. These things are in bloom right now. So great plant for fall. This is Forever Pink hydrangea. I'm going to hold up the bench card. I don't see any real good blooms. But this is a really good, it's a macrophylla hydrangea, and it's a good bloomer. It does bloom like it's supposed to. These are little business daylilies that we just divided and potted these. This is a big weed. So these, they're looking a little sad, but we just potted them, and everything is looking for a drink of water right now. This is Atlantis sedum. This is some stuff that we fresh potted. Blue Angel hosta, these were also freshly potted because Blue Angel is a giant hosta. When I get up to section 1, I'll show you those. In the corner, we got a handful of ruby slippers hydrangeas left. I just bought those from one of our members, actually. This is hosta, guacamole, snow range coral bells. Those, we just divided them, and you know, they're doing okay, but I'm not proud of them. This is dianthus, key lime pie, Helen von Stein lamb's ear. There's a little bit of forsythia, Cumson forsythia, which is a variegated forsythia. This is red prince. This is red prince Weigelia. Here's one with some blooms on it. These things need pruned. When we prune these, it's going to be like whack right there to get them to fill out nicely. These are Annabelle hydrangea. These Annabelle hydrangea, we stuck them right around March 31st or April 1st at hardwood cuttings. It took them all spring and part of the summer to root. We potted them up, and now people are buying them for $6.97, just weeks, really a matter of weeks after we took the cutting and stuck it. So that's kind of an amazing, and I'm actually going to come in here tomorrow and take some softwood cuttings off of this because people have been buying these so much. I'm falling way behind. We ran out early this spring, and this is what I got for next spring. I'm going to try and find some in our members area. I'm trying to find, I got a source locally, but she told me yesterday she didn't even know if they can spare any. So I'm going to go to our members and see if I can get some Annabelle. There's a handful of golden vickery privet, fire witch dianthus. I'll show you one with flowers. Great plant. We just went through a deadheader and cut off all the old bloom. This is a hot seller for us. It overwinters perfectly, and then it looks like $1 million in the spring. Let's see. This is May Night salvia. We just potted those. Plum crazy hibiscus. This is the big dinner plate hibiscus. We've got another variety, but those are up front. There was only a handful left. Cotoneaster apiculata. This is Cheyenne Spirit coneflower. And then behind me, I've got 2 ornamental grasses. Blue fescue ornamental grass. I actually bought these from a member. This is yeah, I'm losing my way here. We'll skip that for now. This is Java red Weigelia. This is a big seller for us. Over there's a handful of blue crop blueberries. We have a couple more blueberries up front. This is another blue fescue, a little bit different than that one. This is Tango Weigelia, another great seller. This has a red bloom. Java has a lavender bloom. Gold flame spirea. Some more snow angel coral bells that we just stuck in here. Dappled willow. This thing turns, the new growth is pink and white in the spring. Man, we sold a ton of these this spring, so we tried to, you know, pot up every one that we had. These are the burning, this is the only thing I have in burning bush right now, but the beauty of burning bush is this thing looks kind of scary looking now, but next spring we're going to get 8 or 10 inches on every one of these bud breaks, and this would be a nice little plant that people would be excited to pay $7 for. Bubblegum, bee balm, more firewitch dianthus, orange skipper, coneflower, Jack Frost Bernera. I actually featured that on the website a few weeks back. This is little gold star, black-eyed Susan. It's a rebloomer. Mini skirt hosta. This is a nice little hosta. It's a dwarf hosta. Doesn't like a lot of sun. I got some planted over there, and this time of the year they burn up a little bit on the edges. So this is blue mouse ears. Why is it every pot that I pick up's got a weed in it? Blue mouse ears hosta. This is another dwarf. Really nice. I'll show you the ones I have over there. Let's jump over here. This is Silver Scrolls Coral Bells. This is patented, but you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's patented. They didn't make me buy a tag, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But when we buy patented plants, we just pay the royalty, and that gives us the right to resell them. Peachberry Ice, they're all up front. This is Phenomenal Lavender, and this is Sunrise Forest Hosta. This is a nice one. Caramel Coral Bells right here. This is a really nice Coral Bells, great color, good seller. More Phenomenal Lavender. So we have these two areas that we can shade and put things in. This is actually that Peachberry Ice Coral Bells. I just planted 3 of them recently. A little weeping Japanese maple, some Russian sage. Having these 2 Russian sage here in bloom really helps us to sell the ones that we have up front. This is the blue mouse ears hosta. It's been a really hot, dry summer, so you can see a little bit of damage on the leaves. I don't worry about stuff like that. Next spring they'll look like $1 million. This is another cutleaf Japanese maple. Ultralinear or something. I don't even know if there's a tag on there. I don't, you know, I put it there because I don't want to sell it. It's one I'm going to keep. So then along the donkey fence, the donkeys actually, you can't even see them. They're behind Katie. They're tied out today. They're on mowing detail. So this is Katie, how do you pronounce that? Tralahata daylily?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah. But anyway, so I stuck these here kind of as a stock area. I can dig these up and divide them and maintain some stock continually. This is Phantom Hydrangea. I put those there. I'll use those for cuttings. This is Eeny Weeny Daylily. It's a dwarf daylily with a really cute little yellow flower. Tardiva Hydrangea. This is, you know, again, these are things that I'm going to propagate. That's why they're there. Pink Diamond Hydrangea. And I think I bought all 3 of those from a member. This is that Ruby Slippers Oak Leaf Hydrangea. Over there I must have missed them, but in section 5 we also have regular oak leaf hydrangea, and we also have some climbing hydrangea in there. And then this is Silver Dollar Hydrangea. This is really nice. That's something that I'm going to propagate as much of it as I can. I've only got those 6 stock plants, but we'll get there pretty quickly. Alright, so this is what we call section 1. I'm going to go down the middle. Water off! Hear that? Water off. That means, because this water cycles, so it would have come on and soaked us both, including the camera. Little Princess Spirea, more of that Millennium ornamental onion. There's some blue rug juniper. Bridal Spirea. That looks like Cheyenne Spirit coneflower over there. Tango Weigelia, more tango, more little Princess Spirea. This is dark green arborvitae. We sell a ton of arborvitaes. Blue Star Juniper, White Swan coneflower, Powwow white coneflower. We used to have White Swan. There's some along the bed there. Those are actually planted. That's Blue Cadet Hosta, and then and Guacamole Hosta, more Dappled Willow, Hosta Gold Standard. These are Emerald Green Arborvitae. There's some Gold Mound Spirea, and then along the bed there's Palace Purple Coral Bells. There's some Victory Privet that I use for cuttings, Prince Coral Bells, Snow Angel Coral Bells, and Green Spice. I think there's some little ones there you really can't sell. Those are all non-patented, so that's why they're there. Those are, you know, some the non-patented ones that I want to grow. These are the Russian sage. We took little tiny cuttings last year, rooted them, and then I put them in the ground over the winter because they don't always do well in the propagation bed. Fatten them up a little bit, and then we dug them this summer and potted them. Lavender Cupcake Butterfly Bush, some variegated Weigelia over there, more Sand Cherry, Rheingold Arborvitae. This is a pretty good seller for us. This is an evergreen. It's really easy to propagate, colorful, and it's a low growing evergreen. It stays kind of rounded like that. Blue Cadet Hosta. You can see it's got a really nice flower on it. More Cheyenne Spear. We have a few red hot pokers, and I think we're going down to like, well, there are 3 different butterfly bush, but there's only a couple left of the other 2 varieties. I still got a bunch of the Lavender Cupcake. Little Kitten Catnip, and then this is Bedazzled Pink Phlox. This is that Blue Angel Hosta. It looks terrible because it's the end of the summer, but this thing was spectacular this spring. It gets full sun here. This is more Blue Mouse Ears Hosta. There's some phlox. Big Daddy Hosta. I kind of like that one because it's got that coarse textured leaf. The Weeping Newt, the big evergreen, is the Weeping Nootka Cypress. This is a Harry Lauder's walking stick. It's hard to see right now with all the leaves, but the branches are twist like a pig's tail. Some variegated Lorope around there. We can turn that water back on. I got a few magnolias planted around here that my neighbor Richard actually gave me. I think it's called Yellow Sunset. It's spectacular. And this one is Woodsman or something. It's got like a camouflage color. They're really, really rare. There's a Lion's Head Japanese maple. There's another Japanese. That Japanese maple has incredible spring color. I don't even remember the variety. There's a crab apple on a standard that I picked it up in an auction. I don't even know what the variety of that is. This Japanese maple, it's a weeping Japanese maple. It's orange viola. And then we have a bunch of phlox planted around here, blue rock juniper. And then the tree in the center with the stake on it, that's Cotoneaster apiculata grafted onto a hawthorn tree, so it's a weeping Cotoneaster. This is Green Cascade, that's a Japanese maple. And then I planted about 5 or 6 humpback whale hosta in here, which are going to get really big too, so next spring those should be spectacular. So we'll go, this is section 2. So we've got a lot of liners in here, but there's some dark green arborvitae, more dark green arborvitae. There's some green giant arborvitae back in the corner. More phenomenal lavender, and then the pink flowers back there, those are little Princess Spirea that are in quart containers. These are some emerald green arborvitae that Katie potted up within the last hour or so. And that autumn sedum, that's Autumn Joy sedum, she just potted that in the last week or so. More of this Lucy Rose of Sharon. Gold Mound Spirea, blue rug juniper, a couple of mock-horns floating around in there. Duke blueberries. I think we moved those pink lemonade blueberry back there. We just moved them. Here's some emerald green arborvitae that were recently potted up. More Rheingold arborvitae behind that. More emerald green. A lot of Lucy Rosa Sharon. That's the only variety I have, and I wish I had more of it. It's just one of those things that I kind of fell down on. More dappled willow, white dogwood, redbud tree. Everything that I've shown you so far, actually everything we have here that's for sale is $6.97. Right now we don't have anything here that's priced higher than that. This is our propagation area. So these are evergreen cuttings that we stuck last summer, and I left them in the bed. I sprinkled a little bit of slow release fertilizer on them, and we're just now today potting up this is green giant, Rheingold, emerald green, blue rug juniper, and Techni arborvitae. And then everything underneath of that shade over there, those are cuttings that we stuck. We did that whole bed this year, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we stuck those in June, and we're already pulling stuff out of there and potting it up. A lot of that stuff is going over here. We call this section 2. By numbering the sections, it just makes it easier for us to point customers, but mostly for us when we're talking about different areas. So these are some emerald green arborvitae. There's some variegated Weigelia. This is Java red. You can see the flower on it here. Tango. I don't see any blooms on these tango, but there are blooms on the variegated. See if I can find. Yeah. This is really pretty because it's a pink and white flower combination. It's variegated Weigelia. This one isn't showing variegation just because it's shaded because they're so close together. These are in a flat that holds 10 of these quarts. We just potted burning bush. What are these? These are emerald green arbs. We potted gold mouse spirea, gold flame spirea, and then silver dollar hydrangea and phantom, I think. I don't remember. But anyway, there's 2 hydrangeas over there. Oh, let's walk around here real quick. This is a big weed surrounded by other big weeds, which appears to be the story of my life. The lawnmower will take care of that. These are all weeping Japanese maples. I bought them every year except this year because of COVID. We do a shindig here for our backyard growers, our members. And last year, one of our members who specializes in Japanese maples came up here with a whole van load of Japanese maples. I let everybody else pick what they wanted, and then I took all the weeping ones that were left. So, you know what, I think I paid him $10 or $15 each, depending on the size. And I've already got 2 of these spoken for. I think I quoted the people $99. So next spring I'll sell a bunch of these for $99. Some of the smaller ones will probably go for around $49. But anyway, that's stuff that I bought from one of my members. So, all right, let's walk around to the other side real quick. It is really just something that I jury rigged to put some shade over the cutting. So these are just 1x4s connected with hinges, and I got these clamps on there holding the shade on because it's very temporary. That way at the end of the season I can take it down. We'll cut through here, Katie. This is my wife Pam. She's hard at work on her phone doing something. She's been working all morning though, so don't get the wrong idea. She's been potting all morning. So this is kind of a sampling of what we have because this is our checkout area. So there's some Gold Coast juniper up there. That's the other, those dinner plate hibiscus way up at the end, so both varieties. But most of the stuff here we've already seen elsewhere in the nursery. So let's walk around and we'll look at the potting bench real quick. So this is our potting station, really. It's like a 3-station potting bench. Pam was working here all morning. She potted this whole wagon full of, what's she doing? Green Giants, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these are all Green Giant arborvitae that Pam just potted this morning. I got to put them over there in section 2. Katie's working over here on this bench, and well, you were doing some emerald green and I don't know what all. But anyway, that's my nursery. That's a tour that people ask for. I'm Mike McGroarty with Mike'sBackyardNursery.com. Thanks.